Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys, I hope all is well. No periodic table or alien talk. However, the creator came through with a message. All right, you already know. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, thank you, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel and follow us on YouTube at Inappropriate Radio TV. Okay, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, as well as the Spreaker app. Okay, we're going to be jumping on the camera really soon. I know I said that already. Just rock with me, all right? Now, these past few days, I have been nudged to go into some things, okay? But the creator has been kind of like guiding me and leading me to have certain conversations before others. I'm assuming it's a part of the buildup, right? Now, a lot of us, we go through these spiritual phases and stages, and we don't really understand what our connection to the spirit world is. A few months back, maybe last year, I posed a question that the creator told me to ask, and he said that I should ask you all what your spiritual name is, okay? It was a lot of different things that, we considered to be conscious enough to grasp this concept, but in all reality, your relationship with the physical world is highly limited, okay? We've gone over, you just simply only needing your vessel for this dimension, and how your spirit is a little more infinite and it's connected to the spiritual realm, and that is what you need to be building, okay? I've been watching a lot of prophetic videos, and I've been kind of like shying away from tarot. I think it has a lot to do with the spiritual manipulation that's been going on in the ethers. There's a lot of energies being manipulated because, as we've been discussing, it's just the time for karma to reveal itself. A lot of people who are experiencing currently the karma that is either associated with your birth chart or your bloodline, right? Two different types of karmas. Most of the time they run in sync. But at this point, a lot of people are masquerading because they are either extracting energy from high vibrational people, and it's allowing them to continue to exist in this realm, or they're just completely masking, and they've been able to shapeshift because their bloodline or their birth chart allows it, okay? Your relationship with the spiritual world is more than just your prayer and your fasting, okay? How you build up yourself in the spirit is not solely based on your prayer and your fasting, okay? Your relationship with your ancestors, your relationship with your entire spiritual team. Maybe 2 years ago, we talked about the difference between angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, right? And I'm not sure how far back it was, but if you can, please go back to that segment so you could take a listen, so you could really start gauging where you fit in all of this, because there is a hierarchy. There are rules, and you cannot just come out here and think because you've been praying and fasting that God is going to endow you with someone else's gifts, okay? These spiritual gifts and your talents are based on karma that is connected to your bloodline and your birth chart. Of course, the creator creates all of us with purpose and mind, right? So sometimes he just may be doing a new thing with someone. Maybe you're coming from a family that is cursed, and you are set to break that curse or that cycle, whatever it may be. But in reality, your relationship with the spiritual world is based on more than praying and fasting, right? This is why they say prayer without work is dead, right? Because you have to put effort and energy behind it. This realm, this earthly dimension, this timeline that we're currently on requires energy. It requires effort. It requires work. And your ability to connect with your highest self, remember we have a highest self and then a higher self. Whatever level you've been able to reach at this point is based on the energy that you've already put out in this dimension. You're not going to get more than what you give, okay? Unless it's owed to you, and that's something that's strictly between you and the Creator. Maybe your blessings have been delayed. They're held up in the ethers because you're not ready to receive them. You're not set to receive them. Or you're probably just not going to get it because it's going to go to the next generation in your bloodline. So you have to figure that out. This is why I always encourage you guys to get to know the Creator, build your own relationship with the Creator, and really figure out who you are in the spiritual realm. A few months ago, we did a segment about your spiritual ranking not always being reflected in this earthly realm. Sometimes the Creator will give people tasks and assignments that seem really mundane, but really it's because He's positioning people in certain geographic locations because He wants you to watch over. It could just be one person. And I had used an example of like a crossing guard, or like a cashier at a fast food restaurant, right? These are like positions that society looks at as low level. They don't pay really well. They require a lot of work, and you have to interact with a lot of different personalities, right? And I was using that as an example. That was the example the Creator gave me because they don't pay well, but you're placed in a position to deal with so many people. A lot of the people that you deal with are special. They have high ranking, especially children that are sensitive to the spiritual energies, right? Whether it's good or bad. And a lot of times these children don't even know that they come from families that are high vibrational or low vibrational. It just comes up and out later. I mean, even if it skips them a generation, they still get to become aware once they reach a particular level of enlightenment. Your job as the starseed, the seer, the chosen one, the black sheep, the indigo, the rainbow child, the chosen one, whatever you refer to yourself as far as your spirituality and your relationship with God, it's your responsibility to not only hone in, but I believe we talked about the 7 fruits of the Spirit a while back. This is what that is, okay? You need to start applying, and I mean, we've gone over a few things where we had to really start making distinctions between our spiritual selves and our physical selves, right? Remember, you only need your physical body for this dimension. Your spirit, your soul is traveling with you through every timeline, through every dimension. So it's going to be impossible for you to not take care of your spirit, or you will get trapped. We talked about intergalactic beings and being caught in between, that's what they call like parallel universes, these little thresholds that lie between timelines and dimensions. There are souls trapped, spirits trapped. Sometimes it's good that they're trapped there, but for the most part, these energies need freedom. But because they were either disobedient or just simply tricked, they get caught up. Of course, if the Creator doesn't want you to be tricked or caught up, it's not going to happen. But obviously, if the Creator allowed it, it's more than likely that you've been disobedient, because the Creator gives us so many opportunities to start cycles and stop them, okay? And a lot of this is going to be connected to the people that are currently in your life and currently on your timeline. Like, you have memories of your old self that is dead and gone, right? And we talked about how your memory is your soul. The portions of yourself that you don't remember are the pieces that are spirits that you shed off, and you don't need the memory. It's taking up space that you're going to be needing to use to store something else. You need the storage for something else. And that's a whole different conversation. That's a completely different topic and segment, but that was just something the creator wanted to put out there, because a lot of people are trying to travel down timelines that are gone. Like, we're done with that. And if you are looking for your old self, you're going to physically die, because your energy is in a different timeline. And your vessel, remember, your vessel and your energy, your frequency is compatible. They're aligned, right? This is why when people are out of balance, they physically feel it, right? You get tired, you get a headache, you get dehydrated, you get hungry, you get happy, you get horny. There's different type of effects for all of us, but when your energy is off, you feel it in your body, right? And that's why, because your vessel was made for your energy, for your frequency. And they have to always be in sync. They have to always be balanced out. And the minute you lose sight of that, you're either going to get really sick, or you're just going to lose your shit, like, altogether. And most people, they don't fully realize the responsibility that goes along with spirituality and fighting spiritual warfare, and just really staying on top of, keeping themselves balanced out. And before we go, I just wanted to make sure you guys got the gist of the conversation. This is simply about you keeping yourself in position. You have to stay in position. This next wave of energy that's coming is about to be dynamic. Most of it is not going to touch us, because if you're vibrating in the correct frequency, it's not going to, affect you. But for those last little groups of people, remember, this Saturn retrograde is going to be going on until November. So that's a lot of stripping, a lot of cleansing, a lot of planning. And people don't even know, what that means when certain planets go retrograde. That's a totally different topic. We don't have enough time to go into that. But just look up Saturn. Look up the qualities of Saturn. Look up the qualities of the zodiac signs that are related to Saturn. And then think about what retrograde is. Retrograde means to move backwards. So just do the research, right? I don't want to be redundant, because we talked about that already. But it's all connected, all right? Your responsibility as the spiritually enlightened one is to make sure that your post is not left. You have a post. You've been given a spiritual duty to pray, fast, war in the spirit, get the work done, connect with the right people, say the right words, be at the right place at the right time, have the right mindset, have the correct heart posture. Every little thing seems small, but when it's collectively combined and put together, then you'll see why it's important, right? You can't be a spiritually sound person if you're not grounded, right? If you don't know how to deal with people, how can you be a seer or a healer or a curse breaker if you're not making people feel comfortable enough to prophesy over them or break curses over them or heal them? You have to put yourself in position and keep yourself there, and don't be moved. All right, but I'm gonna end it there. I do love y'all. I hope y'all have been drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. All right, love y'all. Peace.